Jai Hind and welcome to MyCodeTips. Okay, today we'll discuss what is dynamic typing and dynamic binding. Dynamic typing is related to it's a data type. Okay, and binding means you can say that it's related to your that is OOPS concepts polymorphism, dynamic binding. Okay, how there is a actually generally it is confusing because of its acronyms and pronunciation, dynamic typing and what is the dynamic binding. These are two different things. One is completely related to your data types and another is your related to that is polymorphism. Okay, dynamic typing is nothing but is Objective-C means that the class of an object of type ID. Just we previously talked about that what is ID and what is any object in Swift and ID in Objective-C. So what happens is that dynamic typing means that when you are writing your code at the compile time, it does not know what type of data type is coming in or assigned to ID. At the time of compile, the compiler does not know what type of data type I will receive from the server or database API or file manager or something, etc. Means from the source of information. So at the time of compilation, the code does not know that what type of data is incoming. And in the similar case in Swift, any keyword does not, or you refer to the any that variable does not know at the time of compile what that type of compile. So at the runtime, at the time of running your executing application, that time the ID type or any type knows that class type or object or string type object or integer or something, or these are type of data types are assigning to ID or any. So that is the concept of dynamic typing. Means dynamic, suddenly it happens, means at the runtime, it's not in the compile time. Okay, so here look at this. At the compile time, I wrote this ID any object. This is string array. Okay, this is string array. This will not throw any error. This will not throw any error or compilation or something. It will not throw. So any I create a variable that is of objective, any object of data ID of data type ID. Okay, so I assign this string. Okay, at the runtime, what will execute? It will execute first this line. At the enter, first this will execute this line, then this line will be executed. At this time, then compiler know, oh okay, that the information stored in this any object is a string. So it process as per the string parent string keywords are is processed are the string objects, components separated by string space. So it will create an array, NS array of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the dynamic typing. That means it's completely related to your data type. What data type are incoming at the time of execution or running your application. This is the dynamic typing. And what is dynamic binding? Dynamic binding is method based. Is a function. It's a data type object. That is the method based. Dynamic binding means that the compile does not know which method implementation will be selected. Instead the method implementation, it looked up at runtime when message sent. Okay, so this is the basic. Okay, I just grabbed some code from internet, so you can get some idea. So dynamic binding is at the time of writing or compile time, it will not throw any error, neither it will throw any error. Okay, so what happened, I define or I declare a method called print in the superclass. Then in subclass I extend that superclass, and also I wrote in the another function in the same name, that superclass as well. Okay, so what happened, since I extend or inherit the properties from the superclass, so this method will override this method. So while printing, so this method will not print. What will print? This will print. So this is called the dynamic binding. Dynamic binding means at the runtime the method will, or the process will be, the method or which method is assigned, it will that time it will come to know, not at the compile time. Compile time it does not know which method it will be come to know, means overriding what at the time of execution, which method is going to override or not. Only at the runtime it will come to know that this method will be override. Just look at this. Dynamic binding means that the compiler does not know which method implementation will be selected. Similar, this method at the compile time, this method does not know, this method does not. These are the individual methods. Okay, these are the individual methods. But at the runtime, this method will be overridden by this method. So output will be this. If I change slightly this method, print 1, so what happens? So you can execute this method as well or this method as well. That depends on print. You can print also print and print 1 also. So that's the difference. If both the superclass and subclass having the same method, then the method declared in the subclass will override the superclass. That's the concept of dynamic binding. Okay, hope you will get the idea of what is dynamic binding and what is dynamic typing. See you in next video. Thank you.